India-Bangladesh ties have been severely affected, and this of course has gradually happened since August last year. But in a latest move to counter Bangladesh's anti-India moves, India also has of course taken certain measures, and what it has done is it has restricted the number of items that can be imported through land ports, leaving only the two ports of Nhava Sheva in Navi Mumbai and Kolkata port in Kolkata to be handling imports from Bangladesh. And the restricted items that have come as per the order also amounts to items like ready-made garments, processed foods and plastic items, and this is of course can be imported only through two ports. Now, why is this important? Because a large part of the Indo-Bangladesh trade takes place through land ports. There are land ports, for example, at Benapole-Petrapole, which is near Kolkata. Then you have the Tripura's Agartala-Akhaura land port, which is also a very, very important trade hub. And there are several other such ports across several states that share these borders with Bangladesh. And there, of course, you can see a lot of value attached to that trade, but that is likely to be affected as these items can only be brought in through seaports now, which is the Calcutta port, the Kolkata port and the Nhava Sheva port. Now, this is something that of course is a result of Dhaka's pivoting towards China when it comes to trade, and obviously this is not a knee-jerk reaction. This is something that of course has come gradually. Initially there was India, of course, after comments on from several quarters in Bangladesh about pivoting towards China, about India's northeast. What we've seen is the withdrawal of transshipment rights for items from Bangladesh that are exported, and this of course was attributed to immense pressure on the ports and also logistical issues. Then of course you had Bangladesh dropping yarn imports from India. And then of course now you have India restricting a lot of items through land ports, and like I said, land ports form a large part of the volume of trade between India and Bangladesh. Now obviously what we know so far is that since 2024 there has been a drop in trade from Bangladesh with Bangladesh, and this is also of course a lot of with the withdrawal of transshipment rights, and then of course Dhaka also imposing transit fees, etc. All of these things have resulted in of course what is being done, and of course Bangladesh India of course has been very supportive towards Bangladesh, but in the last few months, especially since August last year, Bangladesh has really not reciprocated what India has offered in terms of the support over the years. And these trade restrictions, the impact of this are being seen on various land ports. For example, several trucks lined up at or lying idle at the Akhaura Agartala land port. The similar impact can be felt at the Benapole-Petrapole port. These are the major ports through which the land ports through which the volume of trade from Bangladesh takes place, and the pictures from Akhaura Agartala are explanatory of the kind of impact this decision has had. But this of course is something that India would have had to do, given the fact that Bangladesh is now platformized anti-India voices. There have been a lot of anti-India comments on the northeast, on it being landlocked, on inviting China in the region. But eventually what happens is that Bangladesh's closest neighbor is India, and the largest neighbor is India, and therefore the land ports were a very, very important trade route for Bangladesh, and that's something that now seems to be falling apart given the Bangladesh administration's animosity towards India, and the steps that are being taken follow a general trend that we've observed over the last few months, like I said, which includes denial of transshipment rights, ban on import of yarn, and of course transit fee for Indian goods, and then of course these measures by the DGFT in restricting items that can be brought in through land ports. So a development that of course is likely to signal further deterioration in ties between India and Bangladesh.